The RCMP has finished its investigation into allegations of bribery in the so-called Cadman affair and found there is no evidence to support filing charges.
In the scandal-charged atmosphere of this parliament, today's statement from the RCMP gives the political advantage to the Conservatives.
The RCMP has found no evidence of any wrongdoing by the Prime Minister or by the Conservative Party. The Liberals made fabricated accusations.
The Liberals asked the RCMP to investigate whether Conservatives tried to bribe Chuck Cadman in 2005. The independent MP was terminally ill with cancer at the time. His vote would either save or topple the then minority Liberal government. A book released this year alleged Conservative officials offered him $1 million life insurance policy in exchange for his vote. The Liberals attacked furiously.
It's a bribe.
In Parliament and on their website, where they linked the Prime Minister directly to the alleged bribery.
The truth is that this will prove to be, in court, the biggest mistake the leader of the Liberal Party has ever made.
Stephen Harper fought back with what's believed to be a political first for a Prime Minister. He launched a $2.5 million lawsuit against Stéphane Dion and key Liberals.
There's no evidence.
Conservatives consistently said they only offered Cadman the chance to rejoin the party and a loan if he wanted to run again.
Yeah, and Liberals will be held accountable for what they have done.
But let me ask you this, because I'm looking at your news release, and you say you fully accept the RCMP's determination that there is insufficient evidence to proceed with criminal prosecution, but your headline says the Prime Minister owes answers to Canadians on the Cadman affair. Well, apparently the Mounties looked into it, the RCMP, and they don't think there's anything to answer for. So I'm wondering what you're talking about.
Yeah, Don, the RCMP did a criminal investigation and concluded that there's not enough evidence to lay criminal charges. We accept that. That's their responsibility, and we respect that conclusion. In our view, though, the ethical obligation of a Prime Minister has to be something greater than simply the basic evidentiary rules of the criminal code and evidence law with respect to criminal prosecutions. We've asked Mr. Harper over and over again in the House of Commons what he meant when he talked on a tape in his own voice about financial considerations and an offer to Chuck.
The New Democrats have not been very keen on these so-called scandals, preferring to go after bread and butter economic issues. In your mind, does this RCMP letter mean the end of it?
I think it means that it's time that both the government and the Liberals start to really focus on the real issues. And it's because Canadians don't want to spend, don't want to see us spending all the time in Parliament, in parliamentary committees, basically dragging something out on which the RCMP has said there is no basis for laying charges. For God's sakes, let Chuck Cadman rest in peace, let his family move on, and let's deal with the real issues. But, you know, we've got a Liberal opposition that doesn't actually want to deal with the real issues, so they keep dredging up and dredging up and dredging up Chuck Cadman. I mean, let's
the Conservatives keep on getting faded. We have been talking about the issues.
If I could just get in for 1 second here, Mike. The reality is that the Liberals invented a smear. They made up allegations. Now the RCMP has dismissed those allegations and said there is absolutely no evidence of wrongdoing on the part of the Conservative government. Now the Liberals will have to face accountability for their actions. They are just starting to learn the real consequences, the real legal consequences of what they've gotten themselves into.
Here, I have to say accountability and I'm
Can I just hold on 1 second? I think I'm getting a hint here. Did I just hear you obliquely reference the Prime Minister's lawsuit against Stéphane Dion?
Well, the reality is that they manufactured these smears, and now Stéphane Dion and the Liberal Party are going to be accountable for what they've done.
Mike, if I could just say, first of all, Harper and the Conservative government need to realize they have to stop being bullies. At the end of the day, they talk about accountability, they talk about transparency, but it has been nothing but hypocrisy.
So I think the pressure remains on the shoulders of Mr. Harper. The pressure remains on his shoulder. He needs to explain himself. It's his voice that we hear on the tape. He's speaking about financial considerations for Mr. Cadman. He never explained what that meant, and it's time for him to explain it. And we fully respect the view of the RCMP. Mr. Cadman passed away, he cannot testify, and we understand that, but it does not put the pressure away. The Prime Minister must explain himself.